Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. Thank you for checking out this video real quick. If you're somebody who is new to this channel and you like pro wrestling, subscribe to this channel. Do this channel a favor, do me a favor, do yourself a favor. The goal is to get to 1,500 subscribers by the end of the year. We're not that far off. Where this channel keeps growing and growing, we're posting videos every single week. We talk about Raw, we talk about Smackdown, sometimes NXT, definitely the PLEs, and tonight we're doing another Smackdown review, so let's get into what happened on Friday night. First of all, my friends, I'm so glad to see you. Thank you for watching this video, giving it a chance. Something I had forgotten to do earlier in the week was to give you all a heads up, because I know I mentioned in a few other videos that there was something in the works where I was being invited onto something, and that's what ended up happening. I ended up getting an invite to be a guest on a podcast, a wrestling podcast, and I did do that earlier this week. I loved it. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. That's the first time I've ever had an invite to do something like that, and first time meeting the guys. They were really cool. I will post their picture and I will shout them out here in this video. I will put them in the description. The name is Turnbuckle Tavern. You can find them on Instagram. I'll put it up there. Awesome guys. They were awesome. We had some good topics, good conversations, some good debating. We went through a few topics. I ended up bringing a topic of one that I came up with. I brought that to the table, and they came up with the other two. But hey, it was awesome. So as far as I know, you will be able to listen to that audio of that podcast if you would like to see your boy, because I'm representing us now. You know what I mean? I'm representing Wicked Bitter, and by Wicked Bitter, I mean all of us. We are all part of this channel. So where I go, you go. Where you go, I go. That's just how it's going to work. So I represent all of us on this podcast that I was a guest on. You could listen to them if you would like to. I think they're posting their audio on Monday, this coming Monday, and I think it's going to be on Spotify and Apple. They are at the Turnbuckle Tavern. And as far as the video goes, I hope they put it on YouTube. I'm not exactly sure what their plan is to do with the video. I think I saw it's on their Patreon, and I think you do have to pay $3 or so, something like that, to be part of their Patreon and to watch that video. I saw that it was up there. I haven't joined or paid yet, but I think I might, just because I really do want to watch that video back. I want to play it. I actually want to show my friends and family too, because, you know, this is kind of a big deal for me. So, yeah, if you would like to watch, or if you would like to check out their Instagram, if you would like to, they post great content. They do a great job over there. Turnbuckle Tavern on Instagram. Check them out. You know, give them a follow, whatever, like their videos, all that kind of stuff. And I don't think that'll be the last time I join their show. So I think this might be, we had a really good time, and I think the feeling was mutual. So I think I will be appearing again on their show, which I find very exciting. Let's get into Friday Night Smackdown, though. One thing right out of the gate. So I noticed, I didn't know this until after last Smackdown ended, but apparently Roman Reigns is going to be gone for a little bit, maybe about a month or so, which begs the question. It made me think right away. Did they just bring him back just to bring him back then? Like, did they bring him back too soon? What was the whole point of bringing Roman back? I mean, because for a couple of weeks, he didn't say anything, and I'm like, well, now it makes sense that he didn't say anything, because if the plan was for him to just go away for like a month again after being gone for 4 months, then why have him say something now? You might as well just... It makes sense that he didn't say anything now, and then they put him down for a month, and then he comes back after a month, and then we finally get a promo from Roman. That's what I'm expecting anyway. That's the way I think things will go here. I didn't think he was going to be gone after being gone, but he's gone. But their OTC, we're waiting on our OTC, our tribal chief, to come back. Meanwhile, the Bloodline are just going to do the Bloodline things, and I don't know if I fully believe them yet. Still, I don't know. I don't know. We'll get into it in this video, but yeah, OTC, we need you back, bud. We do kick off Friday Night Smackdown with a Grayson Waller effect. I thought it was kind of funny as Waller was kind of introducing Cody and talking to Cody, that Theory was behind him, kind of just like posing into the phone. I guess they were live on Instagram. Thought that was kind of funny. But he brings out Cody. I'm not going to go over every single little thing that happened on SmackDown, but we're going to hit some high points. Cody came out, and Waller, I guess, pretty much accused Cody of being a good friend, saying that he uses Orton, he uses Kevin Owens while he reaps the benefits of being the champion. Cody refutes that and kind of combats what he says, kind of thing. Kevin Owens eventually comes out. Kevin Owens comes out after Waller shows a video of Kevin Owens turning on a bunch of people in his past, including Chris Jericho, which I thought was really cool. Because as Waller said, hey, well, let's throw this video up there of seeing exactly what kind of person Kevin Owens is, and when he turns on everybody, I'm thinking like, man, are they really going to not put the Jericho stuff up there? Because that was one of the biggest betrayals of all time. And no, sure enough, they ended up putting Jericho in the video, the whole friendship angle. I thought that was beautiful. I thought that was amazing. Came out really good. It's a way of like, it was kind of like Waller's way of building this feud between Owens and Cody. It's like a way that a heel could do it, because right now Owens and Cody are both baby faces operating right now. So it was kind of an interesting way to get kind of like that POV, that certain perspective, but from a different person, and it's coming from a heel. So I thought that was kind of a cool idea that WWE just did. Kevin Owens comes out after that video, tells Cody, hey, I'm not that guy anymore. I don't do that. That's not what's going to happen here. Cody, you and I were friends. Everybody except for Kofi Kingston pretty much had that come in. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to do it to you, kind of thing. And then he asks Nick Aldis to come out, and he wants this to be a tag team match because he knows that's where we're heading anyway. So Aldis comes out. He makes it official. Owens says, do I still have time to get in there and punch these guys in the face? And Aldis, I thought it was kind of funny. He looked at his watch and was like, just make it quick. And Owens says, thank you. And he runs right in there, and they get into a little fight, and all of a sudden Owens gets shoved into Cody from behind, and then there we go. We start in the tease a little bit here of Owens turning, and I thought it was handled pretty nicely. But that's our opening segment for SmackDown. Pretty good start. We get a United States Championship match, LA Knight versus Santos Escobar C. I was kind of surprised at this one. It was not that bad. I actually pretty enjoyed this match. It wasn't that bad. But before the match began, Berto and Angel attacked LA Knight before the bell rang. They end up getting ejected. Elektra Lopez gets ejected, and now it's just LA Knight versus Santos, with Santos having no help at all. Good match, solid match. LA Knight wins. Man, I really love that mid-rope to top rope, like elbow drop he did at the end there. I thought that was pretty cool. By the way, biggest pop of the night, LA Knight. I mean, as soon as he came out, the crowd went ballistic. That dude is over as hell right now, and you cannot argue with me otherwise. That dude is on a different level right now, and I'm very happy for him. Very cool to see. LA Knight wins, retains the U.S. Championship, and that's that. We get a backstage promo. It's Carmelo talking into the camera, talking about Andrade, talking trash pretty much, saying that he beat him. Are you mad? Why? Why are you mad? Because I beat you. And then Andrade comes storming in, and, these two go face to face. Andrade says, you disrespected me. I'm not going to stand for that. So next week, another match. So we're going to get match number 4. And you remember, we talked about this in the last video or one before that, I mentioned that I think this could go the best of 7. Like, this could be what this is. Right now, it's 2-1. And Melo got his win. I fully expect Melo to get another win here. Or maybe Andrade wins, and then Melo wins like 3 straight after that. I feel like it's going to be something like this. I think we're going to get like a Game 7, best of 7 type deal here with Melo and Andrade, just solely for the fact that WWE doesn't have anything else for these two to do right now, so why not, right? And you would think after this feud is done between these two, or maybe they even go into it together, maybe they'll be the opponent for LA Knight, because LA Knight mentioned later on in the night that he's going to Berlin and open challenge to somebody who wants to come over there and fight him for it. So maybe it's Andrade, maybe it's Melo, maybe it's both, or maybe it's just somebody we're not thinking about yet. We do get an announcement of Jade and Bianca. They will be facing Alba Fire and Isla Dawn at Bash in Berlin for those Women Tag Team Championships. And I think this is the end of the line for Fire and Dawn. They were good. I'm happy that WWE gave them a respectable reign. I mean, a few months of a reign, which is a lot more than I thought. I thought they were going to lose that thing like 2 weeks after they won it. But they They had a couple of title defenses successfully done. You know what? Respectable. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire are great. I like them, but I did not expect them to hold the titles this long, but I think it's time. We're going to give it back to Jade and Bianca at Bash in Berlin. I am pretty sure of that. Speaking of those women, though, they were involved in a 6-woman tag. Jade and Bianca team up with Naomi. And by the way, their gear, all dressed like Simone Biles, I thought that was freaking awesome to see. They all killed that. They crushed every single one of those outfits. They looked pretty cool. But they were in a 6-woman tag against Isla Dawn and Alba Fire and Blair Davenport. And they end up beating them. I have to add this in there because this has been a big, big thing for Jade. She's looked rough. She's made mistakes, but this match in particular, Jade looked amazing. I thought she looked great. Her hot tag, I mean, she didn't do a lot in this match, but the thing that she did do, when she had her moments, she shined, and she got tagged in for the hot tag. She went nuts, and she looked great doing it, too. Looked like a powerhouse. The crowd, you can actually see the crowd get on their feet, so you cannot tell me that she's not over or the crowd don't like her. There's no connection there. The crowd definitely support her. She looks like a superstar. She's going to be a superstar. That's just how it is. She just needs to improve a little bit in the ring, and we got ourselves a megastar. I mean, that's just the way it is. She looked great. The crowd got up on their feet. She did that hot tag, killed the fall-away slam onto Blair. I mean, I thought the whole thing was awesome. And, yeah, they end up winning, by the way. Naomi, Jade, and Bianca. And, yeah, that's that match. It was pretty good. It's pretty solid. I mean, nothing to write home about, but it did the job. It got the job done. And now we got announced those tag team championships in Berlin. So I'm okay with all of this. Next up, we get the Bloodline out there. Solo Sikoa on the mic. I mean, Fatu's still visibly in a boot. And I'm thinking, like, damn, is this dude really going to defend these titles and wrestle a whole ass match in this boot? So Solo gets on the mic. He said one of the things he says is that he doesn't care whether it's Cody or if it's Kevin Owens, whoever's champ, he's got next. He's coming for that Universal Championship, that WWE Universal Championship, and he's bringing it back to the Bloodline. And then he says, but if I'm going to do that, there's something going on, something wrong with the tag team titles. He tells Jacob Fatu to step up, and then he tells Jacob Fatu to give me your title. He hands over the title to Solo. Solo says, hey, if you can't be a tag team wrestler if you're going to be my personal enforcer. And I'm like, that's kind of a weird excuse, a weird reason, but okay. Like, all right, he can do both. Why couldn't he? But it's clearly because he's in a boot, for one, and two, because when the Bloodline lose those tag team titles, I don't think they want Tama Tonga getting pinned. They don't want Jacob Fatu getting pinned. So Tonga Loa is there to lose those tag team titles whenever the time comes. That's just what it is. He's there for that. So after that promo, Profits come out. We get the Street Profits versus the Bloodline in a tag team match. And it was a very good match. I actually really, really, really enjoyed this match. But ultimately, what ends up happening is Fatu ends up super kicking both members of the Street Profits on the outside of the ring. He throws Dawkins back in the ring. And Tama Tonga hits his... And I like Tama Tonga, but his finisher is absolute butt cheeks. It is not good. He runs up to Dawkins after getting super kicked from Fatu on the outside. Tama Tonga hits him with his finisher, and the Bloodline retain. And after the match, we get an attack. They beat up on the Profits. DIY come out to a very mild crowd. I don't know why. I mean, other cities, DIY is over. The crowd cheers. But this one, I don't think the crowd really cared. DIY came out, tried to make the save, but ultimately it was Solo and Jacob Fatu in his boot who put down DIY, and they attacked them, beat them up, and then they're standing tall at the end of all of it. And yeah, that's what we got for the Bloodline right now until Roman comes back. This is rough for me. This is very rough. I don't think I'm very interested at all in the Bloodline stuff right now. I just not between Fatu being in a boot, Roman being gone again for now a month. Now it would have been different if you didn't bring Roman back just to be here for a couple of weeks, not say a word, and then disappear again. If you just didn't bring Roman back yet, maybe we could have figured something else out to do with the Bloodline right now until Roman does come back. I think they just halted all of this cool momentum Roman had when he first popped up, and now you're going to tell me he's going to be gone for almost a month again. It's like, dude, you should have just kept him off TV. Why bring him back then? Just to have him show up for a couple of weeks, Superman punch Solo, not say a word, get thrown through a table, and then he's gone again. I thought the booking of that was very terrible. I don't like it. I'm still not a fan of it. I try not to be too negative on this channel despite the name being Wicked Bitter, but I mean, come on. I got to say how I feel, and I feel like I'm not the only one who feels this way, so I'm with you. I feel you. I got this with you. I understand. This bloodline, not crazy about the direction right now. It will probably pick up again when Roman comes back, but yeah, Solo still to me, he's not believable. He's not on that top tier as Roman. He's just not. We had a little segment backstage. Cody and Kevin Owens. Owens tells him, "Hey, you remember, what I said out there is true, right? Like, I'm not that guy anymore. Those other guys, except for Kofi, had it coming, Like, and then Cody says, "You know what? I got to take your word for it, and we'll see what happens." So Cody looks like he might be a little weary on it. Kevin Owens kind of makes like a little shrug and like, all right, whatever. So it's kind of they're planting the seeds between the shove from earlier in the night, this segment now, and then now the tag team match, when there was plenty of moments in the tag team main event match, which is Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes versus Waller and Theory. Plenty of moments in that main event match where Owens looked like he wanted the tag, the hot tag, and in your wrestling mind, as a fan, you're like, this is going to be where Owens just drops down instead of tagging Cody, and then he ends up attacking Cody or just walks out on Cody, leaving Cody to the wolves. But no, it didn't happen. Cody made the tag. Owens came through. They just steamrolled Waller in Theory. It was a good tag team main event. Nothing crazy, but it was a good match. Owens came through, did not turn on Cody. Owens ends up picking up the victory on a pop-up power bomb to Waller. And that's that. That's the match. And after the match is over, Cody Rhodes looking out on the outside to Waller in Theory, and Kevin Owens is on the other side of the ring, and he's got that belt in his hand, Cody's belt, and he looks like he's about to maybe hit him from behind. And they timed it just right where Cody was starting to turn his head towards Owens, and Owens was walking over like he was going to hit him with it, but instead he kind of puts the title in his chest, and it looked like Kevin Owens was like, they teased it, like he was about to hit him, but no, Kevin Owens was just putting the title on his chest and then talking trash to Waller in Theory. I thought they handled that very nicely. They had me. I was like, ooh, are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think they're going to do it until the pay-per-view or until the week after the pay-per-view. I don't think he's going to turn on him next week either. It's just too short of a time to turn on him and then not build anything after that. You know what I mean? Like if Owens turns on Cody next week, unless they handle it differently and do it properly, if he turns on him next week, there's not much time to explain why before we get to the PLE that following Saturday, which will be the very next day. So I think unless Kevin Owens turns on him in the middle of like a promo and explains it while he's turning on him kind of thing, I don't think they do it. I think it happens at the pay-per-view. Maybe you'll see Kevin Owens do something dirty in the match, or after the PLE, after the match is over, maybe he attacks Cody after Cody won, or the week after the PLE where Kevin Owens turns. I think it's coming, and I think it's desperately needed. WWE SmackDown needs heels. They need big-time heels because Solo isn't really cutting it, and right now Solo's going to be occupied with Roman Reigns when he gets back. So Cody needs other people to wrestle and be in feuds with, and they need to be believable heels, and Kevin Owens could be one of the best heels in the business. So I fully expect that coming. But yeah, that is SmackDown. That is the show. So my friends, if you have made it this far in this video and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate it. Everybody who watches this video, I should have said this at the beginning, but like the video right away. As soon as you watch words come out of my mouth, like the video. Believe me, it does a ton for this channel. It does a lot for me, and it'll help get more wrestling fans onto this channel with us, so we have more people to hang out with, more people to talk to, more people to share things with. I want this to be a very big, if not the biggest place for all wrestling fans to go to, and it can't be just up to me. We all got to participate and do this together. And don't forget, send in any email you want to send in at any point. You don't have to wait for me to ask for it. Whenever you want to send them, and I will make it a point to make a video, and we will talk about those emails. I'll answer those emails. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you for all the support, as always, for sure. And if you don't mind, give that podcast a look. Even if you don't pay for the Patreon, I completely understand. I would never tell you to do that. But if you decide to, I think it's only $3. You can watch the interview, which came out really nice. I really like the way it looks. I might actually pay the $3 so I can watch it. I just want to see what it looks like. But you could also just listen to the audio on Spotify and Apple Music. and I think that'll be on Monday. And don't forget, the name is Turnbuckle Tavern. Really great guys. Show them your support because they support me, so I support them, which means we all support each other, which is fantastic. Wrestling needs more of that. So appreciate all of you. Have a good rest of your weekend. We will be back with more videos, of course. Until we meet again, my friends, as always, stay bitter.